Welcome back all. I'm your host Jameson, and this is Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Last episode we did a little bit of this and that, gathered up a couple more pieces of equipment, a couple notable things. We got another pair of gauntlets that adds to our Thaco damage, same as those, and we bought ourselves the robe of the neutral archmagi. So we're a little bit broke right now, but we're going to remedy that as soon as we can and head into the Cloakwood Forest and the Cloakwood Mines, because that is the next part of the story. So let's get moving. These areas are fairly large and you can traverse them rather quickly, but we're going to do a little bit of exploring because there's quite a bit of encounters throughout the area that we'd like to check out. One thing that I'm not sure if we actually picked up the quest for it. Let's check. Be back in chapter 1. Girk's Cloak. Here we go. There's a crusty old dwarf in Baragost who lost his cloak in Cloakwood, and a lot of people are making fun of him for it, so we'll help him out. It is, in fact, right there. Easy as that. The item is a Cloak of Non-Detection, which is marginally useful in this game. It's a lot more useful in Baldur's Gate 2 when you want to preserve specifically improved invisibility, because enemies will use things like True Sight, and that will counter True Sight and allow you to maintain your illusion buffs. As I said, most notably improved invis, but also mirror image is another one affected by it. So we definitely would like that in the second game, but in this game it's less useful, and we can either identify and sell it, or we can turn it back into him for a little bit of experience, which is our more likely option. We are a little low on gold, mainly because I normally play solo, but I decided to go with a group because I can show off some of the NPCs and do it a little differently than I normally do. I don't know if I've mentioned in the past, I am not remembering, but one of the big things is that with a group, as a solo character, you level exceptionally fast. Hey, and that sleep worked, so we're golden there. As a solo character, you level really fast and quickly outpace the enemies. And it also gives you a ton of gold to work with. And you can use a lot of that to just buy potions, and potions are extremely strong in this game. So we're avoiding that by using a party. And despite the fact that we're a little under-leveled, or probably more likely properly leveled for the content, it adds a little bit of a challenge that I am enjoying. There's a big house here. I think it's actually a hunting lodge. And there's some people. Let's talk to them. Someone killed a man named Elvin. And apparently it was druids. So let's talk to... Ooh, he has a first and a last name. He's probably very important. Identify myself? You identify yourself. He wants our help. Sure, we'll help out. They come here to do some hunting, and apparently, as the other guy mentioned, druids did not appreciate it. So now we're in the middle of it. But we've already agreed to help, so I guess we'll do that.
I have no quarrel with those who respect my forest.
Apparently, probably the druid was shape-shifted into an animal and they killed it. And here's a choice that actually makes a difference in the long run. If you choose to side with the druids, later on, Eldith here will offer you a quest. If you side with Eldith, if you side with Eldith, he'll offer you a quest when you get into the city of Baldur's Gate. If you side with the druids, Aldith's brother will come after you in Baldur's Gate. And he has a pretty good crossbow, and it's the only way to get it as far as I know. But we're going to go ahead and side with Aldith here because he has a pretty profitable quest in Baldur's Gate. So we want to come to a peaceful solution, so instead we're fighting. So we're more than up for it. Let's go ahead and toast Seniad here right away. Looks like his druid buddies takes care of him. Got a ring. Magical ring. Bunch of experience. And we'll just... Actually, if you let this go on long enough, these guys occasionally will summon help, which can be pretty rough. And of course, by help, Aldith means just kill everyone for him. So, gives us a token of... he must have handed it here. Potion of Heroism. Which is actually a really powerful potion, but it's less than stellar reward. However, we do have this, which is the Ring of Animal Friendship, which allows you to charm animals. It also gave us a decent chunk of experience for helping them out. But that's very likely just going to be sold off. Whoops. Tapping too many hotkeys. Here's a nice little stash in here. We don't care much for the arrows. They can be really profitable if you build up stacks. I'm just not interested in micromanaging my inventory by adding in things like arrows or bolts or darts or any one of the other numbers of ammunition that you can acquire in the game. Let's go ahead and explore the rest of this first Cloakwood area. We got bears. After this, our next part of the main story will be to head into Baldur's Gate. I think before we do that, I'm going to take a little detour and get some more experience. There's specifically a couple items that I want as well, which we're getting quite a bit of experience here, so hopefully people start leveling up soon. But there's a Flesh Golem Cave that also has the benefit of... There's a Constitution Tome there. I know we've picked up the Charisma Tome, which is less than useful on us, but... Alright, let's take care of this the easy way. We've gotten the Charisma Tome already, but hey, there's a level up. But there are more useful, specifically Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence tomes that we are more interested in getting. And Constitution one especially, and it's outside of Baldur's Gate, unlike a majority of the other ones, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Let's see. Another level 3. No level 4 yet. Let's see, is this... This isn't particularly useful until you get to 7th level, which I don't... Oh, I guess this next level. I didn't think she was that high a level yet. I guess I wasn't paying attention enough. So... there. That'll give her something to do during combat. Rigid thinking is really similar to confusion. There's a lot of wolves out in these woods. I like these little Dreadwolf encounters, besides the fact that they beat the crap out of me. These are worth 650 experience, which can stack up in a hurry. We're going to heal ourselves. That'll do for now. Ooh, I think we're coming up. This is actually one of my favorite NPCs in the game. Corin, excuse me, is a really exceptional archer. He actually has illegal stats for his race class combo. He's a fighter thief multi-class, and he has 3 points in longbows, which is normally not allowed with a fighter multi-class. So he has 3 points, and the third point's the big one. Third point gives you another +2 to hit, which hitting more often is always good. He also has a 20 dex. He is an elf, so you can get a 19. We're gonna save because there's a lot of fights that go on in between these areas. Here's one right here, and Edwin is going to definitely run away right away. And come here. You can switch to a melee weapon. Oh no. Well, that's bad. Get out of the middle of there. Here we go. Oh jeez. Folks, we are in trouble. We have multiple characters poisoned. We need that. Can't even do anything with you. Get outside of the web, Edwin. Oh, might be it for us. Dang. Yep. This showcases the power of web. When you're webbed, you cannot be missed when someone attacks you. So not only was Dorn poisoned, but he was being hit by 1 or 2 of them. So if you're playing a no reload type of game, you got to be really careful. Now this time, let's not have Edwin go quite so far. And you can go here, you go here, you go here. You got your melee weapon out. Good. And let's go ahead and flame arrow. So you've got to be really careful, especially in this area where it's extremely common. Let's back you up. Switch to ranged weapon. Oh, there we go. Oh, dang. Wiping them out now. Got these scrolls. Here we go. Go ahead and drop that on him. Fantastic. And done. So, despite the fact that ettercaps are not traditionally very powerful, they can be really, really dangerous. Because they like to fling webs all over the place. And now, here, what troubles you? Ooh, Spider's Bane. Great to kill spiders. We'll go find him. Now, this to some people may seem a little cheap, and it's a little boring, but what I like to do here, turn off attack enemies. We go invisible. We got our find traps going, which is solid 60. What we do is have our party sit right here, and we are going to either set off, or you can see how that would be dangerous. You walk into that, immediately aggro all of these spiders, and they're unaffected by the web, same as the ettercaps, and danger. So I like to go invisible, because invisibility is pretty much overpowered in this game. Well, now see, I didn't turn your script off. I still want you to find traps. Visibility, like I said, is basically overpowered in this game, and you can use it to clear out all the traps in this area with basically no danger to yourself. If you do have a thief, it is a very good idea to turn off their attack enemies, because a lot of people will be using Imoen, and with her bow, she likes to immediately break her invisibility and attack the closest person, and then you're set back a ways. But we'll just control this character, me. And here's another dangerous enemy, the sword spider. They have, if I remember right, 5 attacks around. You can imagine, plus poison, you can imagine if you were webbed, those guys would absolutely shred you. What we're going to do, break line of sight to save, and slowly work our way around. This is another place that you can get a decent amount of experience. The sword spider, I believe, is worth 2,000, 3,000. Right in, I think there's a trap around here. Somewhere down in here, there's also phase spiders, which are worth another 1,000, 2,000 apiece. So you can accumulate quite a bit of experience really fast. This is entirely optional. The exit to this area is the top of the screen, so you could skip this entire section if you felt like it. But that right there, I think, is 6,000 experience, and it's just as easy as getting rid of the traps. Ooh, just barely caught that one. If you're playing a solo game, or don't feel like doing this, you could also use a potion of invisibility, and then a potion of freedom. And you could just run. Use a potion of freedom and just fight your way through. So that's a little bit easier way if you don't feel like hacking down every spider and knocking out every trap. We're just finding enemies on our way back. And I think at this point we've gotten the majority of the traps. It at least lets us go to the places we want to go, other than down here, but I don't remember there being any traps down this way. So I think we're all set there. So, that being said, let's get our party moving and change the script to attack enemies again. Move back this way. I don't want to be the only person on the front line. There we go. Let's get to it. Oh, got a critical hit there. 32. I like it. Another critical hit. 36 from Dorn. 22 non-crit. Absolutely ridiculous. He's so beastly. That 19 strength just is far and away better than anything anyone else has at this point. That water is really loud. We're going down this way. I don't think there's any enemies, but there is this here. It's a +2 scimitar, and it's valuable for selling purposes. I hope that water's not too loud for you guys. That's really loud to me. Oh, we need everybody. And there might be some more traps over this way, so we're gonna actually go around. That's better. Gosh, there's water down here. So very loud. I'm gonna let everybody reform so Edwin isn't out front. And we're gonna get into it with some Ettins. I know I've mentioned the usefulness of ranged characters because they attack more frequently than other characters, but another one of the things that makes ranged characters better is that you can make smaller pulls. As you can see, I just charged right forward and took on 5 Ettins all at once. If you felt it necessary, you could just as easily use a ranged character to pull 1 back, and he's poisoned, so choose come back here. Viconia has this. There we go. Juice drain some health out of this guy. There we go. 10 damage. Fantastic. You can pull one enemy at a time, two enemies at a time. And not only that, but you can knock off a bunch of their HP before they even get next to you. So ranged characters really do a lot of work in this game. And I would take Corin because he's an exceptional archer, but he's a good line character, so unfortunately he doesn't fit the team. There's actually, I have found, not a lot of great options for evil characters if you want to be an archer. The ones that have a good stat line for it don't have any points in the ability. So you'd have to find someone who's at least part fighter and with a decent dex. And that just honestly does not exist for evil characters in this game. Oh, we found a web. Missed one. Luckily, we found an enemy too. Luckily, only Dorn failed that one. And it looks like he saved against it, so we'll just get him out of there. We're just going to keep moving along. Unfortunately, that trap means we can't save for a little while, but we'll be alright. Edwin ran out of bullets, which means Viconia ought to real soon as well. Yep. Still going in that trap. Actually, I think there was an enemy or two down here. So, there we go. Another 22, Dorn. Man, he's just too good. I think the only thing that would make him better is if he showed up in this game with dual wield rather than two-handed proficiency. Let's go ahead and get him. Since he wants to hang out in our back line, no thank you. Oh. Goodness. I ought to buy some more of these potions. Could be pretty useful. They heal slightly more than, oh boy. That is not good. Do have another slow poison. After this, we're going to have to rest just out of... There we go. Whew. Made it through. The purple potions actually heal a little bit more than normal potions, and they also get rid of poison, which is a good thing. Did we level up mage? We did. What do we want to do here? Let's go ahead. I do like blindness, but I don't like people wandering around. Let's take another magic missile. That'll do. Hooray, we get another spell. So we're going to go ahead and go... Ooh, not blur. Mirror image. All these spells, can't even use them yet. Sad. Oh well. Alright. Now let's make our way up this way. This giant hut thing, little tent, whatever you want to call it, is a spider's nest of sorts. And we're gonna get in there and have quite a big fight actually. First, we're going to rest. Of course. Got a spider. It's not even the difficult kind or the kind that we really care to kill. There we go. And let's go ahead and throw a couple heals around. I think actually that'll do. Since we know a fight is coming. What else? I think that's good. Let's bless. Make us a little more combat effective. Save and we'll get in there. Kill the meat, my pets. Fantastic. So the first thing we're gonna do is fling a fireball right out here. And after that, I don't think we need that. I don't think we fear. Let's just hold off, actually. As you can see, there's a lot of enemies in this area. Why don't you drop a flame arrow? Let's see. A sword spider here. Sword spider here. I'm gonna have you do another fireball. I don't know what you're doing, Dorn. Besides getting in my way. Yikes. Let's do that. Yeah, took out a couple of guys with it. Let's go to this sword spider. You go here. Put you back up. Slam a potion. There. That's a sword spider, so we definitely want to take him out. Did I hit the right guy there? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's get in on this guy now. Ooh. Now we're just cleaning up. Let's take out the spiders. And booyah. Finished up. Hey, and Kagain leveled up. Levels he now? 6? Ah, fantastic. Another +1 damage. Even more Thaco. What are we at now? 10? Dorn's still beating him by 2, but it'll change. Fantastic fight. Not too much trouble. Take these. My bags are full. Get all this stuff put away. There's the body of his brother, and Dorn gets an upgrade. That spider's bane that they mentioned, the reason it's made for killing spiders is because it gives the user free action, which means they can't get held by webs. So, no real bonus, I guess, against spiders, but it does give you free action, and it's a +2 weapon. So, it's good, regardless. I think this, actually, is another quest that raises our reputation. So we'll find out here in a minute. So we may excuse me. We may skip this quest turn-in. Let's save beforehand. Nope, just 800 experience and he runs off with his brother's corpse. Good. Got a couple more level ups. That's exciting. Exit this area to the north. I think I got the traps all out of here. If not, I killed almost everything over here, so we should be fine. See, I'll say that and then we'll get ambushed or something. So let's actually let's take a quick rest here. Heal there. Call that good. And actually with that, we'll call the episode good as well. Next episode, obviously we're going to keep trudging through this forest. We've got 2-3 more areas to go, and I'd like to get through those soon. But I'm glad you could join me. Have a good one.